As I mentioned before, General Grynkewicz made his way to Poland for a series of high-profile meetings, including Polish Foreign Minister Sikorski and Polish Prime Minister Tusk. At the same time, Poland signed a landmark deal with the U.S. as part of the foreign military financing program. Could this be a clear signal of a tangible threat of Russia going even further in its expansionist tendencies? Also, where does the U.S. stand on recent moves by Volodymyr Zelensky to influence the anti-corruption institutions in Ukraine? To discuss all this and more, Volker, former U.S. Special Representative for Ukraine negotiations, joins me now. Thank you so much, sir, for coming on the show.
It's a pleasure. Thanks for having me.
So, General Grynkewicz, Commander-in-Chief of the European NATO forces, met with Donald Tusk and Radosław Sikorski. As we look at this meeting, why is it significant for the security of the region, considering the general's position within NATO?
Well, first off, he's the newly appointed SACEUR, so this is now the Trump administration leaning in to support NATO and to use NATO. You just think back a few months before the NATO summit, there were a lot of questions about President Trump's commitment to NATO, but it was a very positive NATO summit. He said he's changed his view about NATO. He has put NATO now in a role of coordinating the delivery of some assistance to Ukraine, something that had never been done in the Biden administration. And President Trump has always had a favorable for Poland, which is spending a lot on defense. And he's now using the general, using NATO, using American resources to lean in to reinforce and reward Poland for its commitment on European security. So all in all, very, very positive moves.
I would like to go back to what you said just a second ago. We know that General Grynkewicz was to meet the American military personnel in Poland. Considering the American involvement and considering how President Trump changed his narrative and changed his point of view on both Vladimir Putin and Russia and its recent behavior, do you think that there's any chance at any point that not only the financial support is going to be granted to Poland, but we're going to see more military personnel from the States coming over to Poland?
Well, in terms of military personnel, I'm not sure. I think the Pentagon is looking at actually trying to figure out how it can reduce the U.S. footprint in Europe generally. But that might also involve some rebalancing, where you may have more people in Poland and the Baltic states and fewer in Germany or in the West. But that is something the Pentagon is still looking at. As for military support for Ukraine and for Poland, I think that is going to continue. And it's going to be more in the equipment side and the financing side, whether through loans to Ukraine or purchases of material for Ukraine that Germany or the Netherlands or Norway can do. So in terms of American troop presence, I wouldn't want to overstate that. But the commitment to the American military capability, I think, has been reinforced now under President Trump.